Alright, so it's night time. We're going back home. And what a trip it has been. Even though, well, our trip, well, didn't really go outside, as I said before, we didn't really go outside to visit, which is kind of a shame because Hokkaido is actually a very nice tourist attraction. And yet, we just stay most of our time in the house and not much of sightseeing and all that. But despite all that, it was still a well-worth trip because of not one, but twice. Lilly and Hisao confessed, and they had sex twice. Once on the futon in the living room, another at the bathtub. So it was more than worth it, despite not having sightseeing and all that. And here we are. We see Lilly and Hanako sleeping next to each other as the train rides. It takes them back home. Yeah, and it's nighttime outside. So let's see what's gonna go down from here. Let's see how the relationship is gonna carry on from here between Lilly and Hisao. So let's go. Oh yeah. And one more thing I forgot to mention is Hanako pretty much accepted Lilly and Hisao's relationship, which I'm not surprised. And it's a good thing she has we have her blessing. So yeah. Alright, let's get on to it. After a chaotic dash to the station and finding our seats in the otherwise deserted carriage, we promptly crashed. Looking at the time, close to midnight, it's a little surprise that few take this particular train. Yeah, it's midnight after all. Hanako is fast asleep on his shoulder, and I can only barely muster the energy to stay awake. The excitement we had a while ago probably didn't help. I would probably be pretty depressed about going back to school if my brain was actually working. Yeah, we want more sex scenes. No. As it is though, the sight of the nighttime scenery scrolling by is surprisingly beautiful. Yeah, kind of, although I can't really see much outside. My loud yawn is nearly wholly drowned out by the clacking of the train tracks and the old carriage rattling. So tired. And whose fun is that, Hisao? Oh, okay, so Lilly's not sleeping yet. She's smiling, in fact. She really does toe the line between insulting and amusing sometimes, though I manage to wring out a wary smile. I look back out the window, my reflection just visible on the clear pane. Can't really see it, but anyway. Truth be told, she's perfectly correct. If it weren't for that little interlude a few hours ago, oh yeah, that little interlude in the bathroom, both of us would have a lot more energy. On top of that, we both had to take another bath, very nearly making us late for the train's departure. Oh yeah, another bath to wash out all those, all those white stuff and all that, yeah. Yeah, it was fine. Still, getting into a bath with a guy is a dangerous thing to do. Evidently. Sorry, I guess I kind of took advantage of the situation back there. Oh, she's blushing. Oh, Lilly. So cute, Lilly. Well, I didn't exactly hate it. As she trails off, I look back to her. My eyes narrow as I see her slightly reddened cheeks and small grin. Her mind obviously elsewhere. Say it. I knew the possibility of it happening. Was there? Well, obviously it's going to happen. I mean, a girl and a boy. Well, when you have a girl and a boy naked in a bath, well, what else is going to happen? They can't possibly just be bathing there, right? I knew it. You're just as dirty-minded as I am. She quickly coughs into a free hand, making her disapproval crystal clear. That's a rather crude way of putting it. That pout again. Oh, this time it's even more obvious. That pout. Oh man, so cute, that pout face. Oh, and you would suggest? I merely have a healthy adolescent sex drive, Well, then what about me? I also have one. So in other words, dirty mind. Almost seeming to sense the moment, Hanako mumbles quietly as she furrows her brow in Lily's lap. Lily's look of disapproval melts away as she gently smiles and strokes her hand on Hanako's long, dark hair. Aww. See all the, even though it's only her mouth that's changing, yeah, those are the different mouth expressions that says it all, really. All I can do is watch and smile. If someone were to ask me when I fell in love with her, I wouldn't be able to answer. The best I would be able to come up with is, it just happened at some point, but I didn't realize it. Well, yeah, that's true, love just happens, before you knew it, If someone were to ask me why I love her though, then I could answer much more easily. You really love Hanako, don't you? She gives a deep nod, smiling warmly. It's a pity you have to return to school. She seemed to relax so much while we were all away. Well, this is quite an interesting choice. But I guess, the obvious choice here is definitely to, talk about Hanako, obviously. Who want to talk about school? School's boring, man. Talk about Hanako. Hanako is someone that Lily is concerned about, right? Especially most concerned about because of her scars and all that. So, of course we are going to talk about Hanako. We want to learn more about Hanako and learn more about how, Lily treats Hanako, so that we both of us can, treat her, even better, get to know Lily more. Get to know Hanako more so that we can get to know Lily more indirectly, So of course we're going to talk about Hanako. I wouldn't worry. Hanako's been gaining confidence thanks to you, at least for as long as I've known you two. Oh, she's blushing again. She gives a self-deprecating sigh. I think I merely provided her with company and support. Since she came to know you, she's opened up much more, even to me. I get the feeling she's understating her influence on Hanako, especially given that before the two came to know each other, Hanako had no friends to speak of. The friends I had in my life, or rather in my previous school, fulfilled what I would have expected of them, for the most part simply being there for idle chatter. But in Hanako and Lily, there really feels to be more to their relationship. Kind of true, yes, I definitely agree with Hisao right there. Yeah, because there are most friends that you have are just there for idle chatter, just stop, or you see each other then just stop. But after that, or we just go our separate ways, right? But in the case of this kind of friends, these are what you call true friends, right? A part of me envies it, but another can't ignore the fact that the school year will eventually end. After graduation, I really have no idea what Hanako will do. Actually, come to think of it, we don't really know what Hanako's future is in Hanako's route, right? So, yeah. Not that I know of, not that I remember anyway. This trip has shown me just how much we've all come to depend on one another. Indeed, we're all going to have to make decisions. Maybe that's the reason why, despite our return to school also heralding a return to the normalcy of everyday life, I can't help feeling a little restless. On the bright side, it won't take long for the summer holidays to arrive after our exams are finished. Yeah, then we can have more time, more intimate moments, We could come back here during the summer holidays if you want, yeah. For a moment she thinks on the notion, her face becoming somewhat distant. I can only guess she's reflecting on all that's happened here. That would be good, I think. I nod approvingly, smiling at her. Summer, together with Lily. This idea seems like the perfect way to spend our holiday. Please don't let anything tragic happen in between. That's the last thing I want. Although I don't think that's the theme of Katawa Shoujo, so I have faith. Alright, so we've come to the end of Act 3 and we're going to Act 4, Future. Right? Yeah. Future. With Lilly holding Hisao's arm. Really nice. Alright, let's see what the future holds here. After the excitement of our trip to Hokkaido, it seems strange to be right back to the usual daily routine so soon. Indeed, it feels like a normal day, the same as any other. Well, that's what I would like to think anyway. To tell the truth, the atmosphere of the entire class, no, the entire school has changed. While an undercurrent of subdued trepidation had previously pervaded the class, now that the exams are in sight, it's boiled over into frantic studying, rarely seen otherwise. One day until exams start. It's horrific, really, that instead of studying, we went and wasted our time up north. We were such modern students. Don't worry, man. Don't worry, man. It's always good to have fun. Studies can always come later. Misha? Yes? What's up? Glancing around the class, even the bubbly, ever-energetic Misha seems oddly deflated. She sits at her desk, nervously chewing a pen, while Moto lectures from the front of the class. Wait, on closer inspection, I do believe she's eating a pen? Whatever. Tearing my eyes from the sorry spectacle, I turn my attention elsewhere. Hanako sits frantically scribbling in her notebook, her face mere inches away from the page, seemingly trying to record every word that leaves Moto's mouth. Shizune, cool as a cucumber, she sits diligently, taking notes with her attention wholly focused on the front of the class. Truth be told, it's what I should be doing as well, if not for the fact that I feel like I have a pretty good handle on what's being covered already. I wonder how Lilly's doing. Well, she does have a good head on her. She has plenty on her plate, unlike me. Her class representative duties, taking care of Hanako, her other social contacts, her extra English studies. That girl really does take on a lot. All to keep her busy, she's a busy woman. The lunchtime bell brings a sigh of relief from the entire class, Moto being no exception. I get the feeling he much prefers the more laid-back atmosphere of his normal classes to the frantic pace of exam preparation we're subjected to right now. Well, that's Moto for you. He's that sort of person, always laid back, relaxed, calm, cool.
Yi-chan? Help me!
Yes? I lower my eyelids to half mast, making clear my intention of doing quite the opposite.
Help me!
Not going well?
Shi-chan's gonna be fine, but I think I might die. Am I going to die, Yi-chan? Will you let me die from all this?
No, I won't let you die. How maudlin. Given that she's neither the brightest student in the class, nor the most diligent, it isn't a great surprise that she's finding it hard to cope with the workload. Sorry, Misha, but I've got my own work to do. You're on your own. I thought you and Shizune would be studying together over the long weekend anyway?
Studying's too boring to waste a holiday on, Yi-chan. Shopping together was much more fun, wasn't it, Shi-chan?
Well, it's only now that I realize Shizune's been looking over to us, and that Misha's arms have been moving lightly all this time. I must be really zoned out to not have noticed. What is it with girls and shopping anyway? Even Lilly and Hanako have dragged me out with them a couple of times. Oh man, Hisao, you don't understand women. Girls always love shopping, whatever things they see, they definitely would like to try out everything and anything.
But you're right anyway. It's so rare to see a guy that likes going shopping.
Well, my role would probably be best described as pet mule. I can't say I share your enthusiasm about the experience. Back to the exams. You studied after you got back from the days off, didn't you, Shizune?
Of course, Yi-chan. It's only sensible to study in the days before.
Do you mean to say shopping? Misha makes a sound vaguely similar to a dying cow as she realizes her folly and unceremoniously flops onto the desk, betrayed even by her best friend. Judging from Shizune's quite frustrated look at Misha, she probably told her to study as she did. So Misha didn't. Don't worry, you can still gain some grades if you start studying now. Maybe. Misha does not seem overly amused. It seems the bubbly balloon of everlasting cheerfulness has been cruelly popped. Oh yes? Yes, Shizune? What? Shizune's signing goes unnoticed by the moping Misha, earning her a quick poke in the shoulder. Ah, I see. It takes barely a moment for Misha to get back into form.
Oh, so what did you do over the weekend, Hichan?
Well, I went out with Lilly and Hanako. Lilly and I, did naughty things twice. Just took a trip up north with Lilly and Hanako. It was pretty nice. I see both of them narrowing their eyes at me, their minds surely in the gutter. The fact that their suspicions are founded makes the situation all the more awkward. We just studied and went sightseeing. There's nothing more to it. Oh yeah, nothing more to it. We just went out town or see the beautiful nature of Hokkaido. That's it, man. After such a flagrant lie, I realized that it may not have been the best step, considering Shizune's connections and her total lack of restraint when it comes to questioning someone she suspects of telling untruths. I really have no idea of how she's going to take it, but she'll find out eventually anyway. It isn't as if it's really her business whom I date in any case. And yes, Lilly and I are going out now. Oh, full confession. While Misha receives the news with an enthusiastic smile, Shizune gives a look of mild surprise, somewhat masked by her cool demeanor. Shizune must be very curious. Why did you fall in love with Lilly?
Whoever your due date is your business. I hope you two go out well together.
Okay, fair enough. Thanks for the blessings. Shizune? Misha gives a look that says this is the most quarter I could possibly receive on the matter. It's all I wanted, really. After she says this though, Shizune begins to sign something else, then stops herself and shakes her head at Misha to prevent her from translating. Normally I would think this strange enough, but the awkwardly casual wave Shizune gives before walking off with Misha in tow adds to my confusion. Shizune is hardly the kind of person to pull a pinch or communicate without forethought. Maybe there's something else that we don't know? I shrug my shoulders at the duo's odd behavior and look towards Hanako's desk, but see that her chair's empty. She was definitely here before, so I guess she just didn't feel like waiting. I'll go grab some food alone then. Walking down the hallway to the unused room that's become a second home to 3 students in particular, I mournfully look down at the plastic-wrapped salad roll and juice box in my mind, or rather in my hand. The cafeteria's food really is unappetizing. Maybe I'll consider this my penance for my recent indiscretions. Okay. Opening the door, I've noticed one less quiet figure than I had expected. Oh. That's Lilly again. Hello. How are you, Lilly? It's strange. Despite having known Lilly for months, I can't help thinking back to the very first time I opened this door and saw her silently sitting in the sunlight. Yeah, nostalgia, right? Just as she did then, she slowly opens her eyes, unmoving as they are, and calmly addresses me. Good morning, Hisao. It's afternoon, I think. Has Hanako been around? She skittered out of class without me even noticing. Lilly cradles her cheek thoughtfully as I take a seat, my bag taking its place against the closest leg of the table and my unsatisfying meal Lilly set out in front of me. She did appear for a time. She said she had to study for the upcoming exams and left for the library. Oh, fair enough. We find ourselves not entirely believing her words. Well, at least her intentions are in the right place.
She is sweet, but she didn't go this far to let us have our space. I might talk to her about it sometime.
Probably for the best. For a while, we quietly eat our meals, Lilly illegally nibbling on her sandwiches and sipping her tea as I eat what tastes like a garden sandwiched in dry dough. Well, that really doesn't sound appetizing. A garden sandwich in dry dough. Dry dough, I mean. The atmosphere feels slightly strained, neither of us knowing quite what to say to each other now that our small talk has dried up. Eventually, we both finish our food, with no conversation forthcoming for quite some time. Eventually though, Lilly's soft voice breaks the silence.
A lot happened back there, didn't it?
Yeah. Again, silence. With both our minds on the same topic though, I think I have my feelings on that sorted out. I know everything happened in kind of a hurry, but I don't regret anything that happened in Hokkaido. Not one thing.
Hisao?
Slightly tense, I take her hands in mine. Half to feel her, half to settle my own nerves. I stand by my words back there, Lilly. I love you, and I won't leave you. I only wish for you to think the same. She silently reflects for a long time, which feels like an eternity. Her reverie comes to an end as she takes one hand from mine, placing it over them as she leans her body forward and stands out of her chair. After a moment's hesitation, her face slightly pensive, her lips meet mine for a brief moment. Aww. Yeah, this is to reaffirm our relationship, you know. My mind feels as if it briefly stopped at that moment, barely registering Lilly sitting back in her chair and smiling back at me with ever so slightly reddened cheeks.
Hearing that makes me very happy, Hisao. I'll be glad to stay with you.
Maybe it would be good to slow things down a bit compared to before. We still have school, after all, and our exams. She gives a mischievous giggle, which proves to be contagious.
That might be a good idea indeed. Do you think you fare well in your exams? It's only one day until they arrive, as you say.
I probably should have studied more, but I think I've got a good enough head to manage. That said, I had to bat off Misha and Shizune. Is your class as worried about the exams as mine? She lets out an exasperated sigh, all but confirming it. I'm thankful for the atmosphere becoming a bit lighter.
I think so. I've already been asked for help by 2 of my classmates, and they all know to help me more.
Well, that's pressure right there. Role model. Think of it as your first training in being a teacher, maybe. Oh yeah, she said she wanted to be a teacher when she grows up, right?
That's probably a good way to think of it. On that note, how are you faring on English studies? I remember it was far from your strongest subject, and the few sentences you memorized to speak to my mother aren't likely to help.
I actually don't think Hisao has even started on studying. He just said those lines on a whim. Damn, right on the mark. You got me. If you don't mind, would you be able to possibly help in that regard? Please?
It would be my pleasure to help you, Hisao. But in exchange...
She lowers her eyebrows at me, her coquettish nature tentatively coming to the fore. No problem at all, you name it. You'd probably be better off with some help in your studies though. She beams a smile at me, one of girlish victory that nearly makes me blush. I get the feeling she's aware of how to use her face to twist my judgment, so I probably should be more on guard. Here now though, a study group seems like an expedient way for both of us to shore up our more lacking skills. The school bell rings out, reminding us that time isn't going to stand still. Lunchtime's over already. It sure is easy to lose track of the time here.
This room's so far from the other clubs and activities, not much sound can reach us. That's probably most of the reason why.
A place far from all the others, alone with just one person whom she loves. As Lilly stands and collects her bag and cane, my thoughts are cast back to the time we spent in Hokkaido. Those are definitely precious memories. Yeah, it's not just the sex.
Before I go, Akira and I are having a homecoming party in my room tomorrow. Will you be able to come?
Of course! Wow, homecoming party is certainly. And back again. My schedule is free, so I should be able to make enough room in my study time to make it.
Good to hear, Hisao.
For what it's worth, I'm glad you're back from Scotland. Once exams are over, we're gonna party away! Or rather, we should have some more time to ourselves.
Holidays start soon after too.
We can start the holidays with Tanabata then, just as we promised at the school festival. She brings her hand to her cheek and laughs slightly nervously, recalling the event as I silently thank myself for managing to remember. Oh yeah, the Tanabata festival, right? That's around July, August, yes. It seems odd to see her react in such a way, though it's not like I never saw her embarrassed before.
I'd better be going. Farewell, Hisao.
Bye. Whether it's out of habit or just a stubborn desire for one small fragment of normality, I hold my hand up in farewell just as I always do. At least I'm consciously aware that I'm doing it now. I think I'm beginning to see a bigger picture than I ever have before, not only with Lilly, but also my life ahead. The chains of my past are finally breaking, yes. Move on from your past and towards the future. Leave the present and aim for the future. So, alright. A good way to close off this part, this segment.